And welcome everyone to the 2022 football season. Hank, I was
Yes.
moving something on the table
That's
when Mickey
right.
came to us. That let us apologize for a few minutes getting started, a little late with Breakfast with the Canes. We are at a new location this
Yes,
year,
we are.
Hank. I want to thank Hank Brady for joining in here with myself, Bill Brown, on this Breakfast with the Canes. Hal Wiley is usually a part of this team, but he's out of town today. He'll be back next Friday. But Hank, we've moved to the new location at the new Fitzgerald High School, College, and Career
Yes.
Academy, and it took us a few minutes to get everything going here. But once again, thank you for joining us, all our fans on Breakfast with the
Yes.
Canes today.
Yes, we started to do. We want to thank the school board for building this nice facility for us to come out and be able to broadcast in. Bill, this is wonderful. We're out here in the rotunda of the new high school, and got a little different feel today. Got some young people videoing us this morning, Bill, and we're just going to have a little bit of a different experience. But I'm really looking forward to the new year, and I think we may actually maybe move around our location
That's
here in the
right.
new school from week to week, so it should be a lot of fun each Friday.
Hank, I get asked often, when did we start Breakfast with the Canes? And I'm not real sure. Tim and I had this idea many years ago. Subway was one of our early sponsors in this
Yes.
Breakfast with the Canes, and they came on board, and it was a time on Friday morning when we could get together with our fans and on the radio and talk about the upcoming game, highlight some players, talk about a game plan from our coaches, and it's just grown every year. And we want to thank those that listen to Breakfast with the Canes each year. Last year, I think we started around 7:30. We've
Yes.
moved it up to the 8 o'clock hour this year because of different school starting times.
Yes.
But again, thank you for joining us on Breakfast with the Canes. Again, it's sponsored this year by Southern Veneer and Mr. Bumble's Car Wash. And thank those guys for being on board for several years as a sponsor of this program.
Yes, we certainly want to say thank you to those guys. They've have been sponsoring us now for the last a few years, and without them, we wouldn't be able to come and do what we do. And but we have a lot of fun with it, and hopefully we get you a little bit of information on the Hurricanes. We do have a big scrimmage tonight. We've been waiting all year long, and Bill, it's finally here. I know it's not a regular season game, but it's still football, and we're going to be hitting on someone other than ourselves. So it ought to be a lot of fun tonight, and I hope we can have a good crowd over in Coffee County tonight. But I'm really looking forward to getting this season started and another big year with Breakfast with the Canes on every Friday morning at 8 o'clock.
Well, the season didn't seem quite so long between seasons. Let me see. I don't know if I said that right. But
Yes.
when you play 5 weeks of the playoffs, you win a state championship. You spend several weeks celebrating the championship, waiting for the football banquet. And all of a sudden, it's into February and March, and all of a sudden here we are in the 1st of August, and we're back started again with a big game tonight at Coffee County. So the season has not been quite as long getting started this year, I don't think.
I think you're exactly right, Bill. But it's still, once once football season is over, I start getting a little bit antsy and really looking forward to it coming again. And then once you see the boys out there in the summer start doing their conditioning, it's right around the corner, and the anticipation really starts to build. And now here we are with a new season upon us. Looking forward to 2 scrimmages, one tonight in Coffee County. Next week, the Canes will travel to Twin City. ECI we'll be over at Manual County Institute for a 2nd scrimmage. And then following that, we'll kick the season off, I believe, Irwin County. So we kick the season off with. So it's right here on us, and really looking forward to it.
Hey, we want to take a quick break. I see our athletic director, Jason McDonald, is here. We want to have a quick interview for him. There's other sports going on this time of the year. We want to highlight those a little bit. But, Mickey, let's go back to the station with this quick timeout. You're listening to Breakfast with the Canes on Radio 96.9.
Welcome back, Hank Brady and Bill Bryant. Breakfast with the Canes this morning from the rotunda of the new Fitzgerald High School, College, and Career Academy. Bill, it's going to take a little getting used to, but
It is.
I like the new setup.
It wasn't hard getting up a little early
Well,
and coming out to the new
Not
school
at all.
this morning. And,
Not at all.
Hank, we want to mention Michael Weiss. He's our director of the
Yes, audio and video film and technology pathway. We're actually live on the air, and they're also recording us. I think
Yep.
they're going to do a little video cut up of the show this morning a little bit later in class.
And his title must be important. There's several words there.
Yes, it is. It is a mouthful. And but yes, the audio and video film and technology pathway. So we certainly appreciate him and all of his students coming out this morning, and looking forward to seeing them every Friday.
I think it's good to see them in the home press box on Friday nights.
Yes.
They're streaming the ball game. This
That's right.
whole group is involved with it. A lot of kids, a lot of students involved, and it's technology out there, and they're able to bring the stream to a lot of listeners at home that may not be able to go to the ball game. I think we share our feed with them.
That's
they
right.
put all that together. So Michael Wise, thank you for what all you do here for the high school. Hank, we're joined here with Athletic Director Jason McDonald of the Fitzgerald High School College and Career Academy. And Jason, you're our first guest of the year, man. How about that?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel honored.
Yeah.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Well, let's back up a whole year. How has it been in the football program as an athletic director winning a state championship?
Oh, well, everywhere you go, that's what they want to talk about.
That's right.
You get a lot of pats on the back, even though, I was just kind of there along for the ride, kind of like a lot of folks were.
We were too.
Kind of
That's
behind
right.
the scenes, but yeah, that was awesome. A long time coming. I think felt like, a lot of people from, 20 years in the making, felt like they had a part in that, even though, this team deserves all the credit from last year. But that was just an awesome time for us, and hoping to duplicate.
Well, now, Jason, honestly, now you don't need to sell yourself short. You need to tell folks, hey, we've been trying to get this thing since the 40s. I come on as athletic director, and here it is. It's all about me.
Well, that was kind of a joke between Dr. Sims and myself. That was the deciding factor. It was a change, but no, it's just you never think it's going to happen. You think it. Well, I take that back. You think it's going to happen some years, and it does. And then years you think it might not, it does. You just never really know. Just a great group of kids, great group of coaches, and they put it all together and got it done.
Jason, I've told this story, and Hank has too, about he and I've seen a lot of football games. I've seen a few more than him, maybe. But this will be 32 years for me broadcasting or helping with the team. And I'm going to tell you, we've had some very good football teams at Fitzgerald High School, but I have seen other communities with good football teams that didn't win a state championship. It's not about who's on the roster. It's about who was the best team that particular night. And that was a good example this year. This team got on a roll. They were not going to lose. That was in their mind, and they carried all the way to the championship game with that attitude.
Yeah, they certainly did, Bill. I mean, really got on the roll when the playoffs started, and had to travel. I mean, had I think one home game to kick it off, and then we were on the road. But the kids just wouldn't be denied. And what a great job by Coach Pruitt and his staff. But really, what a fantastic job by these kids, Jason. I mean, they just worked so hard and able to bring home that championship. It's been a long time coming, but what a great season it was.
Jason, what are some of the challenges of an athletic director as you begin a new school year? You all of a sudden you open the doors out there, and there are 4 sports that you're having to manage. Talk to our fans about the challenges that an athletic director goes through, maybe on a weekly basis.
Well, sometimes it's a juggling act. This year, actually, the fall sports is actually a little easier than spring. Spring is where it really gets busy.
Right.
Had a little more going on in the spring, but just trying to keep up with who's playing where and who's playing when, and making sure we have officials, making sure we have busing. It's a job, but it's something I enjoy doing.
What would an athletic director do as far as having to communicate with the state? I know that everybody on a roster has to be listed with Georgia High School. Tell us about those challenges.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the job is early in the year. Getting with GHSA, you have to list your whole staff. With the digital passes they're using now, we're in the process of doing that and getting our passes for all of our coaches and our administration. Getting rosters put in, that type of stuff. A lot of that's up front early in the year, and then the rest of it's just going through the games and making sure we got the kids where they need to be.
Coach, we know there's football going on this time of the year, but there are other sports. Let's highlight those a little bit. Softball, cross country, and competitive cheer. That's all going on this time. I think softball's already started. So where are we with those other 3 sports?
Yes, softball. Our head coach Luke Rondier, he has 2 assistants, John Haddon and Ashley Woods, this year. They actually had a scrimmage earlier this week against Colquitt County. They kick off their season on Monday at Irwin for their first game next Monday at 5 o'clock. Our competitive cheer team, we have a new head coach this year, Miss Christy Bagwell, who is a former former Kane, who's doing a great job with those girls. They've been working hard also, actually since last school year. After they had their trials, they've been working ever since. She has a new assistant this year, Miss Ashley Roberts, another former Kane, and they've been working hard, and they kick off their season on September the 17th at a competition over at West Lawrence High School. Our cross-country team, head coach is Katie Calhoun. Katie's been doing that for a long time. Sherry Brown is her assistant. They actually started practice yesterday, so had their first practice yesterday, so getting their season kicked off. And I want to mention our football cheerleaders as well. Our football cheerleaders have a new head coach, Miss Danielle McIntosh, and they've also been working ever since last school year, getting ready for the season, and you will see them in action tonight at the scrimmage game. They will be there cheering tonight.
Well, Jason, everybody just, sort of shows up at all these events and they just assume, everything's fine. And I'm guessing with you, if your phone isn't ringing, everything is smooth, because if the officials don't show up, or if we don't have the concession stands, or if the gate's not unlocked at the right time, your phone starts ringing and there's some problems. But as long as it's quiet, everything's rolling smoothly for you.
That's probably right. I have a lot of to-do lists that I keep, and I've got Post-it notes everywhere. And anytime something pops in my head, I try to write it down. I was joking with Steve White, the athletic director at Coffee yesterday. We were kind of discussing tonight's game, and he was asking, "Is anything else you need?" And the funny thing is, when you're hosting a game, it's stressful. There's a lot to jumble up. He said, "Man, I wish we were playing at your place tonight." Because I actually get a couple of weeks, before we play Irwin, which we know is going to be a big one, and we hope to have a huge crowd there, and that's obviously our huge rivalry game. But I'd get a couple of weeks to get of preparation that he didn't get.
Coach, talk about reserve seat tickets. Are they still available? How can fans get their hands on those?
They are. Reserve tickets are still on sale. You can come out here to the school and see Miss Luke, our bookkeeper, here in the front office, and she can get you set up with your tickets. Just to note the people out there, your tickets are not going to be taken up. If you haven't got them yet, you can come on out and get your tickets. She's not going to give those away to someone else. So I know some people were worried about that.
Is there a time frame on that? I don't think you mentioned that. Or are we going to run it right up to the Irwin County game?
Next week.
Okay, next week.
Come get them next week, and we'll be good.
Jason, I want to encourage folks to come buy a reserve seat ticket.
Yes.
And it's a way of supporting the program. It's a way of supporting all the programs here at Fitzgerald High School. And I know that not as many people are buying those, and I think that's true in all communities. But let's get behind this team. Come out if you are a former reserve seat holder and you want to make a contribution to the program. What a better way of doing it?
Yeah,
come buy you some reserve seats. If you don't use the tickets, give them to somebody. But come out and let's add a couple of hundred more folks to that reserve seat section this year.
Yes, without a doubt. I've ordered mine, guys. I got mine in the mail. So yes, let's fill that reserve section up. Let's fill the entire stadium.
Sure.
These kids work awful hard, and we certainly need to have a big crowd out supporting them.
Coach, anything else before you get away from here?
I know y'all mentioned Mr. Wise. I just want to shout out to Mr. Wise and his students for the great job that they do with our live stream of our games every week, and a shout out to you guys. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Honestly, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, I've listened to other high school football games on the radio at times. Y'all do an excellent job. I don't think there's a better pair in the state. And thank you all for what y'all do every Friday night.
Thank you, Jason. And
Thank you. We appreciate
speaking of Mr. Wise, we're going to hand him that microphone in just a minute.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Mickey, let's go back to station for this timeout. You're listening to Breakfast with the Canes on Radio 96.9.
And welcome back to Breakfast with the Canes. Hank Brady and Bill Bryant live here in the rotunda of the new Fitzgerald High School College and Career Academy, Bill. And we've got a little new setup. We've got some students here actually filming us while we're on the air. I didn't have a chance to get all my makeup on this morning.
I had to brush my teeth and shave this morning before I came out.
You look very nice, but we certainly want to thank them for what they're doing. And Bill, we've got the audio, visual, film, and technology pathway class filming us this morning. We have their instructor with us here right now.
Hey, he's got to make a lot of money with that title.
Don't you know? Don't you know? Exactly.
We just got through with AD as a title, and now we can run that by us again.
Audio and video, film, and technology pathway. If he's paid by the letter, he makes good money.
Michael Wise, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Talk about what we're seeing here, Michael, with your students, and then we want to move into into the football part of it. But tell us what your class is here today.
Okay. Well, we like right now we're setting up a lot of interviews, and this is part of our course where some of our students. This is actually our AV1 class that is standing behind us right now, and we're demonstrating a lot of the interviews that we're going to be conducting throughout the school.
Okay.
This is actually going to be an occurring thing. Hopefully, we can keep this going with the Breakfast with the Canes. It actually seems like it's working out pretty well.
right.
Yes.
I plan on us having a lot more interviews coming out on social media that we're going to do throughout the school. So there's a lot more to come, a lot more to find out, a lot more of these students want to tell, through camera and video.
Michael, let me ask you a football question. What are the challenges of setting up for a live stream at JC Stadium? I know we've seen you in the press box. You there early? 4:30, 5
Yes.
o'clock kind of thing. What are some of the challenges with the video and with the audio of doing a live high school football game?
Well, it's we're sort of getting used to, a lot of it actually is a little bit of troubleshooting. We're having to figure certain things out. One of the biggest things is making sure that we have enough people. We have the students that are there and able to cover it and able to cover their spots. We have to deal with a lot of keeping up. You know what I mean? We're sort of learning how to get those sweet spots. One of the main things that we like is including all of these really powerful shots in our highlight videos,
Right.
showcasing some of the great plays and everything like that. And we're sort of trying to, we're still trying to develop great ways to be able to capture those perfect end zone moments and everything like that.
Michael, I know for a couple of years y'all really finally was able to put together our broadcast in with y'all stream. I think that was a challenge to get to. When you're working at a press box in two different booths, you're not together. Y'all were back and forth, but of course I don't see the stream because I'm at the game. But people at home think that's a high quality program you're bringing to the fans.
Oh yes, sir. I think it was, like you said, it was a little bit of troubleshooting. It was a little bit to figure out to get that going. But I honestly believe that puts our stream, it sets a notch, for our stream. It puts us at a level that, I think we're leading the way when it comes to, streaming these high school games and being able to give such an impactful, just commentary. You guys are amazing. Like what you guys do is honestly from the start, Hal and I have said before, like, whenever we got this going, we're like, man, we just, we need something extra. We need something, and thinking of you guys, we're like, man, it puts us at a college level.
Well,
I don't know about that, but we do enjoy it, and we've enjoyed the streaming and the hype videos y'all put together. Everything is just first class. You do a wonderful job, and I would like to sort of recognize your class right here, Michael. Of course, we got Michael Wise with us, the instructor of the class. The members of the class we have with us this morning, we got Owen Brannon, Fernando Herrera, Via Walker, Aaron Hall, Natavia Graham, Michaela McKee, Hayden Glass, Cody Branch, Emily Harper, Jay Culver, Miles Jordan, and Mason Irwin. So it's a nice little group here today, and we're certainly glad they're able to join us and look forward to seeing them every Friday, Bill.
Hank, I'm going to give them an A for this morning.
Yes,
How about that?
they, no doubt. They were here setting everything up, had our table and all of our equipment set up. That was very nice, which I think you may have come out yesterday and tested some of that. So that worked out well. But yes, these kids are
But
working
do they
hard.
still use A, B, C, and D? I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, we're still going by
They
that.
still use it.
Let's give them all an A+ this morning, that's for sure.
Michael, thank you for coming by, and we look forward to being a part of this every Friday morning, and I'll bet you each week we'll improve on something, and it'll get better and better.
Yes.
And thank you for inviting us to be a part of this as well.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Michael.
right, let's go back to station for timeout. We'll be bringing up our head football coach,
Yes,
Coach Tucker
I
Pruitt.
see him over there.
And he'll be with us here in just a moment. Stay tuned for more Breakfast with the Canes on Radio 96.9. And I want to welcome you back to Breakfast with the Canes on Radio 96.9. Our sponsors are Mr. Bubbles Car Wash and Southern Veneer. I want to thank those guys for helping us support not only this football program, but those two businesses support many things throughout the community of Fitzgerald. I want to thank them for that.
Yes, we do. Thank you to those guys for allowing us to come out and do what we do. And I know, Bill, we've got a big interview right here. But before we get started right quick, so I don't get in any trouble, Miss Brady's second grade class is listening to us this
Okay.
morning. So I want to say good morning to guys and girls and hope they have a good day at school.
that's-
And glad they're listening to us this morning.
Hank, let's plan a trip out to that class.
I
one
would love
day.
to do that.
We don't have to just show up, make a
Yes.
visit out there, and
That'd be
I'd like
nice.
to see those boys and girls, and we'll see if we can't line that up in the next few weeks.
Let's see if we can get something worked out for that.
Coach, we're joined here by our head coach, Tucker Pruitt, and Coach, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank y'all for having me.
Well, it's been a long week getting ready for this game, or really a long summer. Talk about the summer. Where have we been? We've been participating in some camps, and kind of update our fans on the last couple of months, if you would.
Well, the off season for football players isn't a whole lot of fun. Some of these other sports, summer consists of going and playing tournaments on the weekends and then getting to play games. And
That's right.
ours, it hadn't really been that. It's been a lot of weight room, a lot of speed work, a lot of agility work, a lot of film study, and a lot of practice. And we do that for, I guess, 12 guaranteed opportunities if you count the 2 scrimmages. So obviously our kids are really excited about the day, getting to put on the game jerseys and play under the lights and, with the scoreboard on and against a really quality opponent. And so there's been a lot of work going into it, and I think everybody's really excited to start to put the pieces together for this year's team.
Coach, the defending state champion, we hadn't been able to say that in a lot of years. And Hank and I, we talked about entering press boxes as the defending state champions. Your coaching staff and your players will suit up every week as the defending state champions. Are we going to have a big bullseye on our jerseys every Friday night, you think?
Well, first off, we don't really look at it like that. For y'all as radio announcers and all, it's true, but really we're not defending anything. We're attacking another title. We're going to try to go out and be the best team we can be. And the fact that we were fortunate enough to win a championship last year does nothing for us this year. So we understand we're going to have to earn everything we get. Our kids have kind of bought into that, and we're excited to get going with this year's team.
Coach, I know we lost some mighty good players, as you do every year, but always have some other younger kids ready to step up. How are we looking offensively, defensively? How is everything going to this point in the off season and getting ready for the game tonight or the scrimmage tonight?
Yeah. Well, first off, we got some great kids, and they've worked tirelessly all off season and this summer to get ready. We do have a lot of holes. The best way I could probably describe it to you is if you take last year's team, we had kind of a lot of experience on defense and a lot of question marks on offense, and now that thing's kind of exactly reversed. Our offense, we've got 8 of 11 starters back. Got a lot of guys that have been in the fire and played some meaningful snaps under some big bright lights, and so we're expecting to be better on that side of the ball this year and be better right out of the gate. Not a week 5, week 7. We want to play well right out of the gate, and defensively a lot of question marks. Obviously, you lose Jaden Stanley, E.J. Lightsey, some guys on that D-line, and Lathan Curry and Don Hill that played really well for us. And so there's a lot less coming back on that side of the ball. But again, we've had some guys work really hard this offseason, and they're excited to go out there and see what they can do. And we're kind of excited to see how they stack up.
Coach, how many players are involved in the program this year? I know you've added a few, and kind of give our fans a number that's participating this year.
Right now we're at 80 kids, which is up. We finished the year last year with 64, so we're plus 16 right now. And that number will dwindle as the season goes on, and some of them miss practice or decide they want to do something else. But right now we're at 80, and that's a good problem to have. We got with the feeding plans, we're having to step that up a little bit. There's some more mouths, but that's a good problem to have, and we've got plus 16 there, and got some more kids involved.
I told someone I'm gonna quit my business and just help with food for the football team.
There we go.
We've worked hard, but we've got it done, and
Yes.
it's been a great program to be able to feed these kids nearly every day.
Exactly right.
Tonight, Coffee County, kind of tell our listeners, our fans, the format of tonight's game, if you would.
All right, so we'll start the first quarter with the young guys, and there'll be no live special teams. And then at the end of the first quarter, we'll reset the clock, and we'll play the second, third, fourth with the varsity. And all special teams will be live.
What are you looking for tonight as a coach? Are you looking to go win the ball game, to make sure you get every kid on the field, to get everyone on film? Kind of what is a coach looking for in these type games?
Well, we're definitely looking to win the ball game. We don't never want to go out and not win. If the scoreboard's on, we want to win, and that's first and foremost. But obviously, it's a scrimmage game, and it's a lot more than that. We want to see how our kids perform. We want to see them under the lights. You know, some guys play better when the lights come on. Some guys get nervous and don't play as well when the lights come on. But I just want to see them compete. I want to see them have fun. I want to see them do what they've been coached to do. And I want to see them handle adversity. You know, in a game like tonight against a team like Coffee, everything's not going to go our way. And I want to see who can have a bad play and still, you know, put that in the past and bounce back and play the next play. And then obviously we're going to try to get everybody on film. We want to evaluate all our kids, even as low as our JV, and start putting the pieces together for that puzzle, because JV starts in about 3 weeks. So it'll be a big evaluation for us, and I think our kids are excited.
Well, I was going to say, Coach, that's sort of what you look for, I guess, at the scrimmage. Of course, we always want to win. Don't want to take anything away from that. But getting these kids out there, seeing the mistakes they're making, can we correct it, what they're doing good, what they're doing not good, just to take a good look at them on film and get an evaluation of, you know, we got to replace some of these guys. You know, who are some of the, you know, who's going to fit in and who may not quite fit in.
Right. Well, and just to be honest with you, early August football's ugly. You know, we weren't allowed to put on pads till Monday,
Right.
and we're playing here Friday, so
Yes.
we haven't had a lot of time in pads, and so
And no practice today.
right. I mean, the
That's right.
execution, it's not going to be real crisp. We just,
Right.
you know, it ain't in the cards yet, and we know there's going to be a lot of things to work on when we come out of this thing, whether we win or whether we lose.
Right.
But you know, we want our kids to compete, and we want to see where we're at. You know, when you go against a good team like Coffee tonight at about 11 o'clock, we're going to know what our strengths are and what our weaknesses are, and who can do this and who can't do this, and start putting some plans together for where we go from there. But that's always something I've tried to be intentional about with our scrimmages. You know, we don't do a spring scrimmage anymore, but we used to do Tifton, and our fall scrimmages, Coffee. You know, we want to play good people, and because good people will expose your weaknesses. And I would like to know our weaknesses right now. I don't want to get in week 3 and 4 and find out we ain't real good at
Yes.
this. So the quicker we can put those things together, the better, and we'll find out a lot tonight.
Coach, any player that's kind of returned from last year's team that maybe has caught your eye, maybe grown a lot, seems to be a little faster? Any of those that we see out there?
I mean, to be honest with you, we got a bunch of those guys. Our guys work extremely hard, like I've mentioned, you know, and they grow, they get bigger, they get faster, they get stronger. And so we played a lot of guys last year on offense that really may not have been ready. We started 3 sophomores on the offensive line and a sophomore at wideout. And those guys, I feel like, are not the same players now. And I think you saw the growth last year during the year, but a whole nother season in the off season in the weight room, and just the dedication they make to their dieting and the feeding them and all that. There's been a lot of them that have grown and gotten bigger and stronger and faster, and that's the fun part tonight is seeing those guys go out there and seeing it add up to some success.
Coach, I want to talk about the new weight room out here, the Ben Hill County school system. When developing, designing this building, incorporated a very nice weight room along with other things here. Very nice. So talk about the weight room, how it differs from the old weight room, and I'm sure y'all already lifting in there.
Yeah, we're already lifting. We started, you know, obviously Monday when school started, and if you hadn't seen it, it's awesome. It's the first thing is it's bigger than the other one. We used to have 8 racks in the other one, and now we have 10 racks, which accommodates our growing numbers. Like we said, we're plus 16, and so it allows us to all work out in there. We got 4 block together, and so we can work out 80 youngins, and we've got top-notch gear in there. Our power lift has done all the racks and all, and that's as good as stuff as you can find. And so it's a great facility, and we're going to get in there and make good use of it.
Hank,
I'm ready. I'm just ready for football, Coach. You know, good luck this year. We appreciate you coming out. You know, of course, Bill and I will be there every Friday night. And quickly, congratulations on a fantastic year last season with the state championship. But I realize all of that's behind us, and it's now time to, you know, look forward. And we're not going to be looking behind, but look forward and good luck on a new year. And let's see if we can't repeat. How about that?
Right. Thank y'all. Thanks for all y'all do for us.
and that's Head Coach Tucker Pruitt here joining us on Breakfast with the Canes. Let's go back to station for this timeout. Again, you're listening to Purple Hurricane Breakfast with the Canes on Radio 96.9. Well, Hank, I reckon the season has officially started.
Yes.
First Breakfast with the Canes out of the way. A big game over in Coffee County tonight. And, you know, this Breakfast with the Canes is always the first radio live broadcast we
Yes.
do as the season starts. And we want to thank those that came by today to talk with us.
Yes, we do. We want to thank all those folks that came by, Jason McDonald, Michael Wise, and of course Coach Pruitt. And mentioning Michael Wise, we have one student, Corey Smith. Want to
Okay.
make sure I did not forget Corey. And we've got, and let me just go through these students once again, the whole crowd of
Yeah.
them. We got Owen Brannon, Fernando Herrera, Via Walker, Aaron Hall, Natavia Graham, Michaela McKee, Hayden Glass, Cody Branch, Emily Harper, Jay Culver, Miles Jordan, Mason Irwin, and Corey Smith. And then, of course, that's Michael Wise's audio and video, film, and technology pathway. And they'll be with us every Friday, Bill. We're looking forward to
Be
that.
sure, we got to shorten his title up.
Yeah,
now.
we're going to say AV. We're going to say the AV class.
Well, Hank, let's close this thing up, and let's get ready to think about making our way to Coffee County later this afternoon. 8 o'clock start.
8 o'clock start. I think it was 7:30 on the schedule, but they backed it up to 8 o'clock. So be sure and note that 8 o'clock start,
Yep.
and we'll probably go on the air. I don't know,
7:30.
7:30, 20 minutes till somewhere, but we'll be there. But it will be an 8 o'clock start over in Coffee County.
We normally do a 2-hour pregame show or pregame show, but tonight I think since it's preseason, I think
Yes.
30 minutes will be enough to get us in and get us out. And remember, if you cannot make the ball game tonight, listen to us on WRDO Radio. If you're looking ahead at the schedule, we have another preseason game over in the Swainsboro area at ECI. It's the
Twin City, Georgia, I believe.
So maybe you could make that trip, and then the opening game for the season will be Irwin County here at JC Stadium on
Two
the
weeks.
19th. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 weeks from
19th,
today.
I believe. So,
2 weeks from today.
well, Hank, again, want to thank the sponsors for this program,
Yes.
Southern Veneer and Mr. Bubbles Car and Bash, and we thank you for joining us on Radio 96.9 for Breakfast with the Canes. Hoping everyone has a good day.
We'll see you this afternoon at 8 o'clock.